The objective of this lesson is to use the long division standard algorithm to solve multi-digit decimal division problems. In previous lessons, students learned how to divide decimals by decimals using a hundreds grid. Students have also learned how to use the standard long division algorithm with whole numbers. Today, the students will focus on using the standard algorithm while dividing decimals and will relate the algorithm to the hundreds grid representation. The standard algorithm is a more efficient method for solving larger decimal division problems. Students also learned that instead of looking at a decimal in terms of a whole, look at it in terms of the decimal place value. Let's start with the first problem. At the farmer's market, Farmer Brown had 1 8/10 pound of mushrooms. He portioned them into baskets, each weighing 3/10 of a pound. How many baskets of mushrooms can Farmer Brown sell? The division problem will be written as 1 8/10 divided by 3/10 equals. In order to use the standard long division algorithm, the decimal must be removed. To do this, the divisor will be thought of as 3/10 and the dividend will be thought of as 18/10. This will move the decimal one place value to the right on both the dividend and the divisor. Now the decimal is at the end of the number and the new division problem is read as 18 divided by 3. Divide using the long division algorithm. Start with the tens. 3 multiplied by how many tens will give us 18? The answer is 0. Record the 0 in the tens place of the quotient and move on to the ones. The 0 is not necessary, but it does aid in the alignment of the digits. 3 times how many ones is 18? 6. 6 groups of 3 is 18. 18 were shared. Subtract the 18 from the dividend. There are 0 mushrooms left to be shared. Farmer Brown can sell 6 baskets of 3/10 pounds mushrooms. In the previous lesson, students solved the same problem using a hundreds grid. The same answer was derived. The divisor and the dividend were both thought of in terms of tenths in order to solve. Let's try another problem. Rita has 2 1/10 hours of free time. She decides to log into her online computer coding class and do some activities. Each activity takes 6/10 of an hour. How many activities can she participate in during her free time? The division problem is written as 2 1/10 divided by 6/10. Start by moving the decimal one place value to the right. So now the division problem is viewed in terms of tenths. 21/10 divided by 6/10, which equals 21 divided by 6. Now that there is no decimal to deal with, the long division standard algorithm can be used. Start with the tens place. 6 times how many tens equals 21? The answer is 0. Record the 0 in the tens place of the quotient. Move on to the ones. 6 times how many ones equals 21? 3. Record the 3 in the ones place of the quotient. 3 groups multiplied by 6 is 18. Subtract the 18 from the dividend 21. There are 3 left to be shared. In order to share the 3 with the 6, a 0 must be added into the tens place of the dividend. Place a decimal after the 1 in the dividend to separate the ones from the tenths. Bring the 0 down to make 30/10. 6 times how many tenths is 30/10? 5. Record the 5 in the tens place of the quotient. Make sure to place the decimal between the 3 and the 5. 5/10 multiplied by 6 is 30/10. Subtract 30/10 from the dividend. 0 remains to be shared. Rita can complete 3 5/10 activities. The objective of this lesson was to use the long division standard algorithm to solve multi-digit decimal division problems, and we met this objective by using a hundreds grid along with the standard algorithm to solve decimal division problems.